Good morning. I am Jim Bean, Harvey Mudd College class of 1977 and chair of the Harvey Mudd College Board of Trustees. Welcome to the 62nd annual commencement ceremony of Harvey Mudd College. The commencement is now in session. For the safety of the Harvey Mudd College community and all our visitors and graduates present, we ask that you wear your face masks throughout the ceremony. We're all in close proximity to each other here and want to safeguard everyone's health. Please remain standing for the national anthem sung by Harvey Mudd College students.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight boats we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. Please be seated. The ceremony this morning honors the graduates who have successfully completed a rigorous program of academic study as required by the faculty of the college. Please welcome Harvey Mudd College President Maria Clave to the podium.
Good morning. Thank you all for being here. As we begin this ceremony, let us welcome our alumni from the class of 2020, who are, after all, the reason we are here. And let us also recognize our trustees, administration, faculty, staff, and families for their involvement in Harvey Mudd College, which makes today's ceremony possible. On August 25th of 2020, we awarded the Henry T. Mudd Prize, which is traditionally recognized during commencement, to an individual who's contributed greatly to generations of students and to Harvey Mudd College. The first recipient of the Henry T. Mudd Prize was President Emeritus, Professor Emeritus, and Trustee Emeritus Joseph Platt. By tradition, the selection of the awardee is done in secret, and the recipient is not informed until commencement. Of course, 2020 was a special year, and we awarded the prize during convocation to Tira Briggs, Vice President for Admission and Financial Aid, for her direct involvement in the life of every Mudder for the past 13, now 15 years, and for giving unsparingly of her time, knowledge, and energy, working tirelessly with the administration, faculty, and the greater community of higher educations. Congratulations, Tira. Our next presenter is Jassy Julian. Jassy grew up in New York City and studied computer science, mathematics, and literature at Mudd. During his time at Mudd, he was Atwood Dorm president, a consultant at the Writing Center, captain of Groove Nation dance crew, and a senior intern in the Office of Admissions. Since graduating, he's become a tattoo enthusiast and a full-time cat dad. He lives in New York City now, where he works as a software engineer at Google. That's probably the less important part of his career right now. Please join me in welcoming Jassy Julian to the stage.
Oof. Good morning, staff and faculty, friends and family, and most importantly, good morning and congratulations to the class of 2020. I've got to say, before anything, man, it is so good to see you all here again today. It's been way too long, and it's really an honor and a privilege to get to speak to you all today. And to be honest, this was something I was hoping I'd get to do the first time around too, back in March of 2020. At the time, grad was still kind of this like vague occasion in the distance, but I was really looking forward to the chance to share how much you all and the time we spent together mean to me. So this time around, when I sat down to start writing this speech, the first thing I thought was, dang, I really wish I could make an appointment at the Writing Center. But the second thing I thought was, well, what would I have wanted to say back then? So I put myself in the shoes of 2020 Jossie. It wasn't hard. Air Max 97s, still wear them. And as I was thinking, it became kind of clear to me that, beyond the many aesthetic choices I made while I was here, it's honestly a miracle my hair is its natural color today. I'm super different today than I was back then, and I'm sure a lot of you guys probably feel the same way. A lot of us pay rent now. And if paying rent doesn't change you, I don't know what does. All that to say, the words that I may have said in 2020 didn't really feel like me. And I kind of had to mourn those words a little bit, knowing that it'd be impossible to get the 2020 yous to hear those words from the 2020 me. I was suddenly kind of daunted. What could I say that would measure up to the time that we lost? Pause for suspense. And this feeling is kind of something that I've been wrestling since we left Mud, this idea of unrecoverable time and unrecoverable moments. So today, what I'd like to leave you all with is how I've come to think about unrecoverable time. I think that the pandemic, especially in the early stage of it, instilled this all or nothing tendency into me. And it kind of makes sense in hindsight and after many hours of therapy. I remember really well being here in the second semester of senior year, feeling like I literally had it all and how quickly it felt like we had nothing. That mindset distanced me from the people I grew alongside for 4 years. And I found myself thinking, if I can't be together with my closest friends in the way we were at Mud, then anything less than that is just gonna fall short and disappoint me. All or nothing. Thankfully though, my friends didn't let me fully disconnect. And whether it was a niche anime streaming party or a virtual game night with some shockingly innovative virtual games, or even just a simple FaceTime, these small, infrequent virtual moments pulled me through the lonelier parts of the pandemic. Joy was scarce in those days, but if it existed anywhere, it was in the small pockets of time that we got to spend together while apart. I realized that I kind of had it backwards. Knowing how incredible it feels to be together with you all shouldn't deter me from reaching out of fear of disappointment. It should inspire me to keep these connections alive and honor the time that we did spend together. So Lord knows this school took a lot from us, but it also gave me all of you, and I doubt I'll be given anything that special ever again. And someone once gave me the last mango popsicle in the Hawk, so I actually mean that. I want to share a short excerpt from a poem by a brilliant poet and novelist named Ocean Vuong. In his poem titled, "Someday I'll Love Ocean Vuong," he says, "Ocean, get up. The most beautiful part of your body is where it's headed. And remember, loneliness is still time spent with the world." This quote really resonated with me, and it made me think back to our frosh year. How could we have known how much fun the next few years would be at that moment, you know? Grads, feel free to close your eyes for this part. It kind of has montage vibes. All of the cheese club meetings and ice cream, chocolate, barbecue, and wine club, all the clubs. The sheer volume of Jay's pizza that we consumed. The satisfaction of an E&M concept making sense in recitation the second time around. The stunning sunsets as we walked past the dining hall into the basement of Galileo to do some more homework. The smell of dorm barbecue on a Friday afternoon after having no class all day. The wind in your hair while you're freelining down to Roberts. I actually once freelined all the way to the Metrolink station, and it was scary. I would not recommend it. And arguably best of all, raising frosh of our own to love this place the way that we loved it. And getting to do that over and over and over again. And now today we even get to watch them graduate. It's really special. And we knew this place was special from the beginning, but it only became more special the more time we spent together. And now, as graduates, we get to carry that magic with us and let it continue to bring us back together, just like we've already been doing for the past 2 years. We're pros. I think Ocean Vuong got it right. The most meaningful parts of our lives don't live behind us. They're right now, and all of the many right nows that we have ahead of us. The birthdays, the weddings that I hope to be invited to, the all-inclusive destination bachelor parties, just throwing some ideas out there in case anyone wants to take that. These are all of the ways that we can not recover the time that we lost, but honor it by not taking the time we have ahead of us for granted. So again, to the class of 2020, I offer my most heartfelt and sincere congratulations. There are a lot of memories left to be made, so let's get to it. Thank you.
Jesse, that was awesome. Just about as great as I thought it would be. I'm delighted to welcome today's commencement speaker, Fei Li. Professor Fei Li is the inaugural Sequoia Professor in the Computer Science Department at Stanford University. She's also co-director of Stanford's Human-Centered Artificial Intelligence Institute. This institute is one of the first of its kind to insist that AI is not merely the domain of computer scientists. It's a deeply human field that requires a diversity of thought across gender, ethnicity, nationality, culture, and age, as well as across disciplines. Before co-directing the Human-Centered AI Institute, Fei served as the director of Stanford's AI Lab from 2013 to 2018. During a 2018 sabbatical from Stanford, she joined Google as Vice President and Chief Scientist of AI and Machine Learning at Google Cloud. She completed a Bachelor of Arts degree in physics with high honors from Princeton University and a PhD in electrical engineering from Caltech. She joined Stanford in 2009 as an assistant professor. Prior to that, she was a faculty member at Princeton and at the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. Fei is one of the world's top experts in machine learning, deep learning, computer vision, and cognitive and computational neuroscience. She is the inventor of ImageNet and the ImageNet Challenge, a large-scale data set and benchmarking effort that has contributed to the latest developments in deep learning and AI. She is an elected member of 3 prestigious national academies: the National Academy of Engineering, the National Academy of Medicine, and the American Academy of Arts and Sciences. In addition to her technical contributions, Fei is a leading advocate for diversity in STEM and AI. She's co-founder and chair of the national nonprofit AI for All, aimed at increasing inclusion and diversity in AI education. She's also one of my dearest friends, and please join me in welcoming Fei, and excuse me while I add a small podium for Fei to stand on.
Thank you. And oh boy, I didn't know I would go after Jesse, so here we are. Good morning, everybody, and congratulations, class of 2020. And thank you so much for sticking with me for 2 years. And thank you, President Maria Chloe, for this wonderful opportunity and invitation, and really for our long-term friendship and your mentorship throughout my career. So if we do a space-time warp, and I recall where I was 2 years after graduating college on a beautiful Southern California April day, in a strange cosmic alignment, I was only about 25 miles from where we are today, sitting in a lab in the electrical engineering department of Caltech, Pasadena. So in a way, I stand here, I believe that I can feel what you're feeling. I still had memories of the 2 years after graduation, boundless excitement and uncertainties given away to a new chapter of life, a much steeper than imagined learning curve, a sense of bewilderment in the first years of adulthood, paying rent, and still full of hope. But I also stand here acknowledging that I could never fully comprehend your lives in the past 2 years. You're the first class in the history of Harvey Mudd who is now finally having your commencement after 2 years of graduation. In between, you've experienced an ongoing global pandemic, a renewed social movement to demand more justice and equality, a hot war, and a rapidly changing economy as a result of dizzying technological, cultural, and geopolitical changes. I truly wonder, what can I possibly say to you today that would even make the tiniest meaningful impression? So I want to start with admitting one thing. It's perhaps a secret of the so-called grown-up world that you are living in now, but at least it's something I didn't realize 20 years ago when I was just a couple of years after college. Even to us who have now been through the battles and trenches, who are well beyond our youthful years of college days, who are supposed to know the rules and the playbook of how things work, the world is just as confusing, uncertain, chaotic, messy as it is in the eyes of a fresh graduate. It's also just as exhilarating, mysterious, and full of possibilities. You might be experiencing this right now. Is grad school the right thing for you? What about going to work at one of the big tech companies? Or maybe I should just take a year off and travel? I've been through this journey too. Chaos, messy, confusing, and uncertain. In fact, I don't think I've ever experienced a journey that is not like that. But here is the thing. I want to share with you today what guided me through this journey and what's still guiding me. No matter what I faced from one day to the next, there was always a North Star on my horizon, something to keep me from losing my path. I wasn't born knowing my North Star and what it was. In my early teenage years, I just knew that I loved physics. I was absolutely entranced by it, loved the ideas, loved the figures that dreamed them up, and I loved the history. It was science at an epic scale, told through a story that unfolded across centuries. This love was so passionate that somehow it helped me to survive coming to an entirely new country at the age of 15, learning English from scratch, and endless work in local Chinese restaurants and later laundry shops, and eventually defying the odds to get into Princeton and majored in physics. But although university was a life-changing experience, I began to realize during my college time that it wasn't physics per se that had captured my heart so much as the spirit that motivated physics. To me, no one asked more audacious questions than physicists. They were true feats of the imagination. Questions that cut right to the heart of reality, the fabric of space-time itself. And they were the kind of questions that simply couldn't be answered without a rare depth of intellectual courage. In other words, physics showed me how physicists think and how the questions they ask gave them a path to follow, sometimes for the rest of their lives, a North Star. That realization got me closer to finding my own North Star. I tasted that electrical exhilaration of finding a problem one loves and feels passionate about in a neuroscience lab studying how mammals see the world. From pictures of real world turning into photons, landing on the retinas, setting off millions of neurons, firing this information into the labyrinth of cortical structure of a visual animal. The mystery of how visual intelligence emerges absolutely captivated my imagination. Combining that with my love for physics and computing, I found my first North Star, a cross-disciplinary research agenda to study visual intelligence in both humans and computers. I want you to take a moment to just reflect. Have you got that kind of experience yourself? When something is illuminated, in my case, almost literally, immediately in a single moment of discovery, your whole world gets bigger and more mysterious, yet also more clear. You've got a path to follow, something to chase. Of course, science in the real world isn't as glamorous as it seems, and not nearly as romantic as it sounds. In my case, I had a mother with a lifelong health issue that only got worse as the years wore on. It brought my family to the brink on more than one occasion, whether it was trying to pay for operations without health insurance, tracking down specialists, or just trying to bear another late-night ambulance ride. And on more than one occasion, as a graduate student, I was almost convinced to give up on my career entirely in favor of a more normal one that could actually provide for my family. In my darkest moments, I worried I didn't have the luxury of being a scientist. When I look out across a crowd of faces like yours, I have a feeling that many of you can relate to this. Life is challenging. But my North Star kept me going. No matter how much life threw at me, the thrill of curiosity guided me back to the path I've been following, and it paid off. I was lucky enough to be a part of a generation of researchers and technologists working across the field of artificial intelligence for decades, organizing data, developing new algorithms, and even pioneering new forms of hardware, all laying the foundation for a moment of truth that struck in 2012, exactly a decade ago this year, when a modern approach to machine learning was born and changed the world almost overnight. My life was a whirlwind in the years that followed. I got to spend 2 years at Google Cloud as the chief scientist of AI, was invited to speak at conferences all over the world, from the TED stage to Davos. But it was around this time that my mother's health once again took a downturn for the worst, leading her to the most invasive procedure yet. And as her only child and English speaker to my parents, I was by her patient bedside again. But unexpectedly, I learned something while spending time with her as she recovered. I realized she didn't know what I was doing for a living. She knew the gist, of course. She knew I was a professor at Stanford and a researcher, and she knew I did something kind of cool involving computers. But we never really talked about AI from the ground up. So in a hospital room, while the nurses and doctors were coming in and out, I explained it all. She listened patiently, but I can tell she was a little bored. Only self-driving cars seemed to get her attention a little bit. And as an older woman whose health made it harder and harder for her to get around, the idea of a car that could drive itself kind of perked up her years up. But it only took a minute for her interest to deepen into a question that has stuck with me for years since. She said, "That's great, Fei Fei, but what can your AI do to help people?" It was such a simple question, but it put everything in perspective. It was as if the single question allowed me to realize these two sides of my life: the humanist who wanted nothing more than to see her family safe and healthy, and the scientist who wanted to chase those bold questions to the ends of the earth. But the epiphany was that they didn't have to oppose one another. It also connected the dots of everything else I have been doing professionally, from being a speaker facing audiences from policymakers to human rights lawyers, from artists to students of underprivileged communities, to serving as a tech company executive who work closely with customers from all industries trying to improve their products and services using AI. I began to see my North Star differently. I asked myself, maybe for the first time, if it had to be an exclusively scientific pursuit, what if it were more than that? What if I weren't just guided by scientific curiosity, but the people that science would impact? Since then, my career has never been the same. I spent the first decade of my journey in AI studying perception, how to help machines see the world more like humans do. But the next decades was all about what that perception could do for the real people, especially people like my mother. This new North Star is no longer just AI. It's a human-centered AI framework that puts the dignity and well-being of individuals and communities at the forefront of its technological development and deployment. With clinicians, nurses, legal scholars, bioethicists, and incredibly talented computer science and AI students and faculty, my lab is now innovating the latest smart sensor technology to help improve patient safety in hospital rooms or improve aging seniors' quality of life. But that's just one small example. Together with my colleagues at Stanford, we founded our nation's first multidisciplinary institute for human-centered AI. Hundreds of faculty and students at Stanford High are working on different exciting projects. For instance, AI researchers are working hand in hand with economists to study the future of work, especially the impact of automation to jobs. At the same time, others are working with social scientists to better understand what people value about the things they do, what gives them purpose. Others are working with educators to develop tools that aid teachers, not to replace them, but make their interactions with their students richer and more individualized. The list just goes on and on. But the real achievement of Stanford High isn't any one project. It's the creation of a platform that fosters an ongoing dialogue between the worlds of research, industry, and policy, and the education of a new generation of students who can learn about the human mission of science and technology. I think the most rewarding aspect of chasing my own North Star is that finally I'm sharing it with others. Virtually everything I do these days is a collaboration in which my expertise is paired with expertise of others. It made every moment of discovery richer, and it certainly made the impact of our work far greater. I spent most of my career working on the technology I love, but now I work with and for the people and community I love. It's still messy, chaotic, and uncertain. That never changes. But that light hanging over my horizon still guides me, even today. As I look at all of you today, I'm just so full of hope. You're the faces of incredible talent, ambition, and eagerness to make a difference. And if I know anything about Harvey Mudd, especially from the talented MUD graduates whom I have had the fortune to teach and advise in my years as a professor. I know that many of you are every bit as driven. My wish for you is to always pursue that North Star in your horizon. And remember, there's a human side to everything, whether you're an economist, theoretical physicist, or a composer. It may seem like a complication, even a burden at times, but it's also an incredible gift. And it's the only way to truly appreciate the impact of your work will have on your world. And depending on your chosen profession, that impact may have global consequences. No matter what your North Star is, don't be afraid to let its human side shine. After all, it takes so many colors to add up to the white light of a star. Congratulations, class of 2020. I know you will make all of us proud. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Lee, and we really appreciate your willingness to be with us, having accepted our invitation over 2 years ago and sticking with us. We also appreciate the incredible contributions you've made to learning, both deep and human. Now, for the main reason we are here. On May 15th, 2020, the Board of Trustees received a resolution from the faculty to grant degrees to members of the class of 2020. The board approved the resolution unanimously. I call upon Lisa Sullivan, Dean of the Faculty, to present the alumni.
Will the Bachelor of Science degree alumni of the class of 2020 please rise? Mr. Chair, on behalf of the faculty of Harvey Mudd College, it is my great pleasure to present the alumni who have successfully completed the requirements for the degree of Bachelor of Science.
Upon recommendation of the faculty and approval of the Board of Trustees of Harvey Mudd College, I hereby confer in person the degree of Bachelor of Science with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto.
Priyanka Agarwal. Rogelio Aguilar. Parker Andrews. Carl Aslund. Benjamin Barral. Rachel Lim Barclay. Daniel Ahad Bashir. Gabriel Fabregas Bessler. Nisha Bhatia. Russell C. Bingham. Yepsega Burhani. Stephanie Allison Blankley. Noah Borston. Joshua Cabral. Matthew Garrick Calagero. Thelma Georgina Calvo Polanco. Ethan Cow. Morgan Carruthers. Jonah Cartwright. Tiffany Marie Madruga. Alicia Celeste Cerna. Siddharth Chandra. Zhenhao Alexander Chang. Garrett James Cheadle. Ivy Chen. Xingyao Chen. Garrett Michael Conway. Veronica Cortez. Matthew Crane. Sol Cruz. Lucas Tilo de Simone. Maxwell Evan Denning. Thomas Dowling Doherty. Mara Downing. Javi Ellers. Mariah Ann Ewing. Kira Yasmin Favaka. Fernando Fernandez. Michael Anthony Fernandez. Christopher A. Ferrarin. Huey Fields. Catherine Holland Frank. Justin Gadala. Michael Zikai Gao. Adrian Emmanuel Garcia. Alberto Martin Garcia Carrillo. Jacqueline Monaco Geese. Owen Lockwood Gillespie. Kanoa Gilliland. Gabriella Marie Giordano. Callie Mae Glanton. Michael Guzman. Pascal Habaneza. Michael Evander Hamlet. Richard Harris. Jonathan Hayasi. Kylie Grace Hetzel. Johnson Huang. Maria Teresa Meninung Ibarra. Wilson Ives. Erin Marie Jimenez. Evan Durston Johnson. Peter Murphy Johnson. Mario Garrett Juarez. Jossie Elijah Julian. Jenna Marie Harris Khan. Anant Kandoy. Matthew Chops Kanofsky. Madeline Carolyn Kerr. Josephine L. King. Forrest Drake Kobayashi. Nicholas Cascello. Hannah Catherine Larson. Julius Law. Cassidy Mi-Hung Lee. Michelle Bojong Lee. Evan Liang. Michelle Lilly. T.Y. Lim. Henry Kai Lin. David Lin. Danny Kunpeng Liu. Nuo Liu. Maxwell Pierce Milano. Maya Martinez. Arya Ryan Maserat. William Shangyi Meng. Danielle Dina Michaud. Kyle Anthony Miller. Mazda Moyeri. Alexander Todd Moody. Victoria Moran. Joshua Morgan. Francisco Munoz. Kevin Naroshi Kisung Nakahara. Makoto Nara. Eleanor Mary Naudzius. Cody Tyler Newman. Ween Kat No. Princewill C. Okorafor. Alessandra Siobhan Otondo. Gregory Alexander Pagani. Prakarsh Pandey. Athena Maria Paraskevas Nevius. Celine Park. Andrew Min Pham. Timothy Ross Player. Sirapatsorn Yamsen Pangpiriakarn. Brennan Michael Quigley. Eleanor C. Rakoff. Douglas Alderson Ragosa. Nita S. Rao. Julia Han Reed. Sasha Leanne Reynolds. Duncan Javier Mackenzie Rocha. Lindsay M. Rollison. Elena Violeta Romero. Radon Rossborough. Spencer Adam Rosen. Cassandra Tardy Rossi. Zoe Leilani Ryan. Rachel Shibler. Jasmine Seo. Giselle Sarah Serati. Anna Victoria Servant. Emily Shimizu. Kevin Scheuer. Angel Sierra. Taylor Sloop. David Sobek. Michael J. Streins. Shruti Pangacham Sukir. Samuel S. Tan. Samantha Marie Ting. Meenakshi Venkatraman. Brandon C. Wada. Anya Wallace. Sydney Wallace. Julia Wang. Jane Cho Watts. Jessica Wolf. Rebecca Rubluski. Xinyu Carrie Yang. Richard Chang. Yikang Shao. Isaac B. Zinda. Sonia Chana Sarah. William Patrick McDonald. Congratulations to the HMC class of 2020. I now call on Chair Jim Bean to deliver a resolution from the Board of Trustees.
Thank you, Lisa. On September 25th, 2021, the Harvey Mudd College Board of Trustees approved a recommendation from the faculty to award an honorary doctoral degree. Harvey Mudd College's policy to award such a degree requires that first the candidate must have made distinguished contribution to the advancement of engineering or science and demonstrated a record of contribution to society consonant with the ideals embodied in a Harvey Mudd education. Second, the faculty reappointment, promotion, and tenure committee recommends the individual and the faculty approve, and finally, the trustees vote the recommendation. Let me read the resolution from the faculty. In recognition of and appreciation of Fei-Fei Li's distinguished contribution to the advancement of artificial intelligence and for her extraordinary contributions to society consistent with Harvey Mudd College education, the faculty of Harvey Mudd College hereby approve the awarding to Fei-Fei Li of an honorary doctoral degree in computer science and humane letters. Today we add the 17th name to this distinguished fellowship. Upon recommendation of the faculty and the Board of Trustees of Harvey Mudd College, I hereby confer to Fei-Fei Li the degree of Doctor of Computer Science and Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto.
The graduates we honor today have achieved a new status at the college, that of Harvey Mudd College alumni. Here to welcome you to that amazing group is Dee West, class of 1965, parent 92-93, past president of the Alumni Association.
It is with great pleasure that I formally welcome the class of 2020 into the Harvey Mudd College Alumni Association as graduate members. Congratulations on your graduation and transition from student to alumni. While you were at Mudd, your knowledge grew tremendously and you acquired strong and broad technical toolkit. You also developed very important skills that you may not have realized at the time, but may be realizing now. Some of these include the ability to address unfamiliar problems and issues, the ability to get along with others while working collaboratively, the ability to master new subjects quickly and efficiently, the ability to manage your time and prioritize your work to meet hard deadlines in busy and complex environments, and the ability to stick with tough assignments and bounce back from setbacks. You've built relationships with classmates and other students while at Mudd. Some of these may last a lifetime. The alums who've graduated before you left Mudd with similar toolkits and skills. They understand what graduating from Mudd means. Most have very successful careers, including some in fields that didn't exist when they graduated. We all learn from each other. I really enjoy talking with alums of all ages, and I think you will too. You are now part of a very impressive group, and I anticipate that you are going to make the group even more impressive. Your relationship with the college and other alumni is an important benefit of graduating from HMC. I encourage you to, 1, Keep your college contact information current, even if you expect to be in a location a short period of time. Updating your information can be done online through the HMC EDU website. Have fun with that. 2, participate in alumni events, in person and virtual. I am sure you will enjoy being back with Mudders. Join Mud groups on social media. LinkedIn is the one most focused on jobs and career. And make attending reunions a priority. As time goes on, you will really enjoy seeing your classmates. Again, congratulations and welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Dee. I am so happy to have you back on campus. It's been a long and hard 2 years since you got sent home. I believe it was March 13th. So I want to start by saying huge congratulations to all the graduates today, to your families, and to our amazing faculty and staff who worked with you over your years at Harvey Mudd College in so many different ways. I'm really sorry that your final semester was disrupted by the COVID pandemic, but deeply grateful to be finally able to celebrate in person, even if it is with masks. The past 2 years of dealing with the pandemic has been challenging for all of us. Everyone in our community values collaboration, communication, celebration, learning, and personal growth, things that are much more difficult in a largely online environment. Most of you made the transition to employment or graduate programs in a time when much of the country was in lockdown. Harvey Mudd spent more than a year without students on campus. It was hard, but we survived. I'm incredibly proud of all of us for our commitment to the values that make the Harvey Mudd community so special, especially our dedication to the mission statement to educate engineers, scientists, and mathematicians well-versed in all of these areas and in the humanities, social sciences, and the arts, so that they may assume leadership in their fields with a clear understanding of the impact of their work in society. The world today has many areas that need help from Harvey Mudd College graduates, from addressing climate change and other environmental problems, to social justice inequities, to advances in basic science and technology. Whatever you do and wherever you go, you will take your commitment to excellence, integrity, equity, and inclusion, and helping others succeed. You will pay attention to the impact of your work on society and use your outstanding skills in communication and critical thinking to help others pay attention too. Given the increasing impact of technology in every aspect of society, the world needs graduates like you more than ever before. The 62nd annual commencement ceremony of Harvey Mudd College is now concluded. I'd like to ask the audience to please remain standing and allow the academic procession to exit to the back of the tent. And then please follow our graduates to lunch on campus that-a-way. Thank you.